Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
It's almost Christmas time, and I think the M5 knows about it. It's starting to decorate the cluster there. We got a little bit of orange in the left lower corner. If it's what it was before, it says fuel tank leak detected, and I'll check when I get up to the shop and let y'all know. But I checked the fuel tank lid cap. What do you call it? Fuel filler lid cap, and it does not feel tight at all. It just goes on there, and it does twist and clicks, to lock into place. But then if you grab it and pull it in and out, there's kind of some play. So I think the seal on that is just shot. This car sat for years, so it's likely leaking from there, which is best case scenario. That's a nice, cheap, easy part to replace. In other news, drove the car, probably over 100 miles now this past weekend, and I detailed the horn issue and the battery issue. I think there's a loose screw back here behind the airbag, so that was triggering the horn to go off, which really got me some interesting looks driving around La Jolla blaring the horn. So I fixed that in a Bevmo parking lot. And then the battery cable, the positive one, wasn't screwed down, so I turned the car off to take a picture under a bridge, which I think I got a video clip in there yesterday of that pretty little area in La Jolla. But parking brake doesn't work for shit, so I turned it off, left it in gear, then come back, and it's just dead. There's no power. So it would have been a bigger issue if I had power, but it wouldn't start for some reason. So I knew it's a battery issue, some electrical problem. So whoever put that battery in was lazy and didn't tighten down the positive terminal. So 2 little roadside fixes, and then this suspension, I'm not even going to go into it too much. It's a spring rate that is entirely too stiff for the car. It bounces off the road several times, all 4 wheels. DSC goes nuts over any bumps. It is horribly uncomfortable to ride in. Honestly, it ruins the car. Like, I would never want to drive this car anywhere very far because the suspension is so punishing. Why that's considered sporty, I don't know. Is that better in handling a car that just doesn't at all absorb an impact? I don't know. I don't feel like that at all. I guess I just don't drive my car nearly hard enough to understand what makes a suspension better in a sporting manner. I'm going to pick up some parts in Escondido. We got more in the trunk. Lots and lots to do today. My dad returns from Miami this evening. We got to pick him up late. It's going to be a busy one. Okay, good morning. It's the end of Monday here, and I think I did a clip on the way up this morning, right? So at least we're at 2 clips, better than none. Worked on my car today. I had Mike working on Marvin's, the steel gray 02 M5. We're doing the front straight and curved control arms. One of those issues where you kind of tap the brakes on and off in traffic. You can feel the front end suspension moving back with the brakes. There's just play in that front suspension. So got to look at the big end bushings on the curved arms. Those are shot. Ball joints on the straight arms are shot. So he decided to proceed with all of those, and we'll finish that up tomorrow. We've just got to torque those things to the subframe at ride height. Well, he worked on that. I went to UPS, I went to USPS, I went to Panera. That took over an hour in Escondido today. The lines of people outside of UPS and USPS, it's incredible. And yeah, we're within a week from Christmas, and all us procrastinators still haven't shipped shit. So that's why there's people outside. They put up little things, so the zigzag line in the parking lot, it's just insane. I go to these places all the time, and a busy day is 2 or 3 people in front of you, and it takes a few minutes, and this was 20 minutes of line at each place. So obnoxious, but I got stuff sent out. Not Christmas stuff, just business stuff. Then went back and started my master cylinder project. And I talk to 1 million people every day, and I do not remember if I have filled you guys in on what's happening with the master cylinder. So my M5 brake booster master cylinder original, I'm deciding to proceed with this E65 master cylinder upgrade. So supposedly it gives a firmer pedal, probably slightly more braking power, I don't know, to the E39 M5. It was a different time in the 90s. Brakes felt different in different cars, and with the E65, that was a larger, heavier, more modern car that included a larger diameter piston in the master cylinder or bore, or some component is larger by like a millimeter. And I guess that's what it takes to make a firmer pedal. So when I got my E46, I was really impressed, that 330xi. Like, the brakes just felt better. They felt tighter, they felt more modern. They weren't better. If you got on those brakes, they didn't stop as quickly as the M5 brakes. They just felt better. And all I'm talking about is pedal feel. So anyways, the E65 master cylinder bolts right up to the E39 M5 booster, or the E39 booster. All the E39s use the same brakes from the 520 to the M5. So I ordered that genuine BMW, put it in today. There's one modification, you just have to grind down some metal. I've got an ankle grinder or a bench grinder in there, so it's super easy for me to do. Took it out today, everything was original, maybe some slight signs of leakage, some paint coming off down around the bottom or the back side, lower part of the master cylinder. But new master cylinder, new slave, brake fluid reservoir, all grommets, hardware, O-rings, hose clamps, etc. Waiting on one more hose clamp that I neglected to order. I will pick that up tomorrow. Should be able to finish that up. Of course, I still have no calipers, so I can't bleed anything. Getting those fittings back into the master cylinder, that's the biggest pain in the ass, because you kind of bend the hard brake lines when you take that thing out of there. And that means that your fitting is going in at a slight angle in whatever way it is, and it just doesn't want to go in. So I got it. You need one adapter, came today from Summit Racing. Try to film something tomorrow. My dad's back from the cruise, doing laundry, went to bed, Mike left. I'm exhausted, I'm going to bed. It's freaking cold out here. Tomorrow's Tuesday, I'll talk to you guys then. Good night.